Hello, welcome back to my channel, my beautiful, wonderful, amazing subscribers. Amazing. I really hope everybody's doing great. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing great? Everybody doing real good? I certainly hope so, because I know I am. I'm actually doing pretty good too. I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything. It's been a while. Can't remember exactly when. It's probably been close to a month or so, maybe a little bit less. But overall, life is pretty good. Not too bad. I just recently ended the current job I was doing, and I'm actually starting a brand new job on Monday. So knock on wood, hopefully everything goes well with that, and I know it will. As long as I put the hard work and the time and the effort into it, I know it will be good, and it will be a good adjustment and a good change and a great opportunity for the future. Just like this platform. Absolutely. So, but I actually wanted to get in here today, and I kind of wanted to switch gears a little bit, slightly. As you can kind of see, my patriotic, American flag portraits back there, and with the American eagle. I believe it says liberty will prevail, I believe, and then the other one is President John F. Kennedy quote, the ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Great statement, by the way. Great statement. In fact, John F. Kennedy is actually one of my favorite presidents. He's definitely within my top 10, top 15 presidential ranking list, and believe me, I actually do have presidential ranking lists. Most people don't, but since I am an amateur presidential historian, of course I'm going to have at least some knowledge on this topic. And I do. But I actually kind of wanted to eventually get to the point where, and I know I mentioned this in my very first video, get to that point where I actually do want to do a full-on podcast, an hour show, 2-hour show, however long it would ultimately be or become. And I kind of want to test the waters a little bit, even right now, and kind of start off with a little politics, little current events, things that's going on, because I know next year is a full-on presidential election year, and everybody's going to start seeing ads. I'm kind of surprised we haven't started seeing the presidential candidates' ads already, because, with the Republicans and the Democrats and everybody that's running right now on either side. And, with that being said, I just kind of wanted to get into it a little bit. Everybody has their opinions, and, opinions are like armpits. We all have them, and they stink sometimes. Especially if you're not wearing deodorant. Haha. It's a joke. You can laugh, people. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay to laugh and have humor. Sometimes you really should. If you laugh, you'll live longer. If you laugh, you'll live longer. It's a scientific fact. Can't remember exactly how many years, But if you do laugh a lot, have good humor, and have those good full-on belly laughs where your whole body's shaking so much, you're laughing so much, because you're getting into it, you will live longer. It's proven. Look it up. Google it. If you don't believe me. Don't just take my word for it. Google it. Research it. Do the work for yourself as well to look this stuff up. Anyway, I digress. Because like I said, it's early on, but it is technically the presidential election season. It's not the presidential election year, but it is definitely the presidential election season, for sure. And I kind of want to give you, like, who my favorites are on both sides, and then who my ultimate candidate would be. And in my opinion, this is just my opinion, not anybody else's. And some people will probably disagree with this. It's fine. In fact, I encourage people to disagree with me. I encourage people to look stuff up. I don't want people to just willy-nilly agree with me just because they want to. Or just because I have a YouTube channel or whatever the case may be. But, and I know politics can be very, very controversial. I know it can. But it just interests me so much. It fascinates me. The whole process, from start to finish, everything about it. The campaigns, the speeches, the Democrat and Republican national conventions, both of them. Like, just all of this stuff, just as you can tell by my t-shirts, by some of my decor on my wall back here, you can tell I'm into politics. If you couldn't tell, people that know me, that's one of the first things they find out about me is that I'm into politics. And the second thing is that I'm a very humorous gentleman. Love to laugh, love to have a good time, love to have humor. And let me just get right into it. So currently, of course, we have a Democrat president, Joseph R. Biden Jr. And he is saying that he will run for re-election along with Kamala Harris as the vice president. And he's the presumptive nominee, but there's even people on the left, on the Democrat side, that want to openly challenge Biden. And one of those people is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Robert Francis Kennedy Jr. The Kennedy that I had the quote back here, it's his nephew. It's this guy back here's nephew. Quote, his nephew. And he is actually my personal favorite on the Democrat side. He makes sense. He is a person that tells it like it is. And whether you like him or not, whether you hate his guts or whether you're totally politically in love with him, that guy, he doesn't give a damn what anybody thinks about him. He tells it like it is. He goes out, he makes the speeches, he delivers them, not quite like his uncle or even his father, RFK Sr. And had RFK Sr. not been assassinated, that man would have been president. Period. That man would have been president. But anyway, so on the left, my personal favorite, I got Robert Francis Kennedy Jr. He's my favorite on the left. So, if I voted in the Democrat primary, he would be the person I would vote for. Straight up, 100%. No, over here on the right, that once again, the presumptive nominee, of course, we haven't even had the primaries, the full-on primaries yet. We haven't had the conventions. It's not until next year. And I'll get a lot more into this next year because of that fact. Once again, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip of the iceberg. Just getting a little bit into it, and then we'll get farther into it once we get closer to the campaign and closer to election day, which is still well over a year away, a year and several months away. So, anyway, the person on the right that is ultimately my favorite on the right is, and I know this is going to be kind of controversial, but at this point, I don't give a damn. I don't care. It's Donald John Trump. All the way on the right. He's my all-time favorite on the right. As Kennedy is my favorite on the left, Trump is my favorite on the right. But the key is, this man's already been president once. He's proven he's up for the job. He's proven that he could actually do the job. I personally think he could do it again. We had a great economy. We had a strong economy. Everybody that wanted a job had a job. And then COVID happened, of course. But we'll get into that in another day. But then my ultimate favorite, because I'm an independent, actually. I'm an independent. So my ultimate favorite, if this person were to decide to run, this person would actually have my vote. 100%. And it's Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, the former representative from Hawaii. She was formerly a Democrat. I even supported her as a Democrat. Now I support her even more as an independent because that's what I am as well. And that's what the largest percentage of Americans are, is independents. Not a majority, but right around, it's always been kind of hovering around 44 or 45% of Americans identify as independents. As do I. And if Tulsi Gabbard ran for president today, and if the election were held today, she would have my vote. 100%. She would have my vote. And I guarantee you, she'd probably have a lot of other people's votes. Because she could get people from the left, get people from the right, get people that love her military background. That's another thing. I love the fact that she's actually active military. She would be the only active military person running for president, at least as of right now. Right now, 2023, going into the 2024 election. But with that being said, I really doubt she's going to run. But, like I said, I hope and pray that she does. I really do. I think she would make a great president. I truly think she would make a great president. She would definitely have my vote. 100% she would. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that would vote for her as well. I know. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Libertarians, people from the Green Party, people from all these other different parties that are essentially never going to get elected to anything, but they're still a party. They still exist. But one thing I do need to add this in there because it fits right in going into politics. Why is it, like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, we have all these other different political parties here in the United States of America, and out of hundreds of political parties in the USA, only two would ever get elected to anything: the Democrats or the Republicans. Why is it that we have all these other choices, like when it comes to foods, when it comes to drinks, when it comes to vehicles, when it comes to houses, when it comes to anything? But when it comes to politics, here in the United States of America, we only have two choices: Democrats, Republicans. Because anytime a very, very strong independent candidate runs, it either hurts the Democrats or it hurts the Republicans. But either way, they never get elected themselves. Never. There's 2 times where an independent candidate came close, but nowhere near close enough to actually be president. And the 2 times I'm talking about is the election of 1912 and 1992, the year I was born, actually. And in the 1912 election, it was Theodore Roosevelt who ran as a third-party candidate. And even at this point, he was a former president. He had already been president before for well over 7.5 years. And so he wanted back in the game. And by the way, everyone can fact check every single one of these things and find out for themselves that what I'm saying is true. But with that being said, I will go on. So Theodore Roosevelt, back in 1912, he throws his hat in the ring. He coined that phrase, "My hat is in the ring." And he's like, in layman's terms, screw the Republicans, screw the Democrats, I'm running as a third-party candidate, the Progressive Bull Moose Party, in this election. And he did, for a third-party candidate, he actually did fantastic. He did the best that any third-party candidate could have done, ever. This man went on. Of course, he lost the election overall, but this man actually went on to beat the incumbent president, William Howard Taft, at this point, a man that he himself had personally picked to be his successor as president. Because he viewed Taft through the lens of his same progressive ideals, and that he would continue on his agenda for the next 4 years. But anyway, I'm trying to get to the point is this third-party candidate, former President Theodore Roosevelt, won over 27% of the popular vote in 1912, the highest percentage of any third-party candidate in history, before or since. Highest percentage. And if a former president that runs as a third-party candidate can get almost 30% of the vote but still not get elected again, that means third-party candidates are never, ever going to get elected. Even though, in some cases, I think independents would, in some cases, make better presidents. That was the case with George Washington. He was an independent, and he was a great-ass president. Hey, he was our founding president, founding father of this country. And then that second example, the example of the election of 1992, was once again with Ross Perot, who has sadly passed away a couple years ago, I believe, maybe 3 years ago now. But he also ran as a third-party candidate in 1992. I guess probably to try to settle some political score with George H.W. Bush or the Bush family in general. But once again, this third-party candidate, even though he did relatively well, this man won over 19% of the popular vote in 1992. Once again, the second highest of any third-party candidate next to Theodore Roosevelt himself 80 years prior. 80 years prior, in 1912. 1912 to 1992. So with that being said, even though we've had several strong, very strong third-party candidates that have gotten a lot of votes, tens of millions of votes, they still can't get elected unless you're a Republican or a Democrat. Like, it's crazy. I know it's a rhetorical question, but it's like, why is that? Why is that? Well, lobbyists, that's one thing. Lobbyists and people that are in the back pockets of these people, these politicians, these Democrats, these Republicans, these senators, these representatives, these people on the Supreme Court, presidents themselves. But with that being said, we really would need a strong, very strong, independent candidate that would have worrying about America first and worrying about the rest of the world next. Because we got to take care of our own problems here at home before we truly start taking care of the rest of the problems in the world. Let me give you one quick example. Why would you try to take care of your next door neighbor's needs, put food on their table, pay their bills, pay their light bill, pay their water bill, pay their garbage bill, pay their utility bill, pay their property taxes, pay all these bills that will cover your neighbors before you would pay your own rent and your own mortgage and your own taxes and food on the table and utilities and all these other different credit card bills and everything, internet bills and everything. That would be insane. You would never do that. Never. Anyone in their right mind would never do that. You would have to pay your own damn bills first. And then, a big giant maybe, you would maybe do something for your neighbors, but you sure as hell wouldn't pay their bills for them. So why is us, America as a whole, why are we paying the rest of the world's bills for them when we still got bills we owe them here at home? We got like, what, a $32 trillion deficit that we're never going to pay off. Never. And I get, once again, one of my favorite presidents personally was President Ronald Wilson Reagan. That one day I actually do have a quote from him hanging on the other wall over here that I'll show on a later video. But he personally orchestrated part of the debt that we have as of right now. He was the first president to have a $1 trillion debt, $1 trillion deficit. And we're still trying to dig out of that hole. It's because he was trying to spend the Soviets into oblivion, and it worked. It worked in the 1980s, but then Now, here in 2023, 40 years later, if you're talking about 1983, 40 years later in 2023, we're still having to pay on this stupid, extremely high deficit and debt, total American debt. We're never going to get that shit paid off. Never. There's only been one time in U.S. history that we ever got the damn debt paid off, and it was like back in the 1830s. I was like over 190 years ago, almost. Pushing damn nearly 200 years ago was the first and only time the U.S. was debt free. And it was under Andrew Jackson, by the way. Our seventh president. By the way, number 7 on the presidential roll call list. But anyway, how to conclude this video on a positive note, because I know politics can be extremely divisive, even if you are just mainly talking about presidential historical facts. If you start talking about current events and things that are going on right now, especially with the war in Ukraine, and God, I truly pray for the people over there. I truly do. It is terrible, terrible, terrible what's going on over there. It's horrible. People are dying every single day. Hundreds of people are dying every single day. Really, on both sides. There's innocent Russians too. But there's even more innocent Ukrainians as well. Honest to God, this war should have just never started. Never. Ever should have started. Wars should never start, in my opinion. But I also realize that, unfortunately, at times, war is inevitable. Sadly. But this war could have definitely been avoided. Definitely. But I truly pray for the people over there and pray for their safety and pray that somehow this brutal, bloody war can end. And the peace be restored. But with that being said, I would like to encourage every single person that is registered to vote to get out and vote this election cycle in 2024. Vote in the primaries as well, in your state's primaries. If you don't know when your state primaries are, look it up, Google it. You can even go to 270towin.com, 270 TOWIN.com, 270towin.com, and you can actually look it up, and wherever you're from, whatever state you're from, whatever district you're from, you can actually figure out who your representatives are and who the people are who represent you, and also when your state's primaries will be. But I encourage everyone, whether you're on the left, whether you're on the right, whether you're in the middle politically, it doesn't matter. I encourage every single person in America that is registered to vote. And I really, really strongly encourage everyone to vote. Everyone needs to. We live in this great constitutional republic where we do have the rights to vote. Every single person that is over the age of 18 and that is legally registered to vote in your state and in your district, vote. Get out and vote. Do it. Don't wait. Don't say, oh, my vote doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count. It's just one vote. No. Your one vote could be the tipping point between a win or a loss for the person that you're voting for. Just remember that. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I do it. I vote in every election. There might have been one or two elections, less than 3 elections, including primaries, in the past over 11 years now that I've been legally allowed to vote. Even longer than that, actually. It's been 13 years, over 13 years. So yeah, I've been voting now for the past 13 years, and I've missed like maybe two elections in 13 years. And they were never general elections. I always vote in the general elections, even in the primaries as well, with the exception of 1 or 2 of them. But with that being said, I do want to start wrapping this video up and put a nice little bow on it and put a positive spin on it, because I always want to end each video with a positive, great outlook and uplifting attitude and spirit for everyone that watches my videos and my subscribers. By the way, thank you for all of the people that have subscribed to my channel and all of the views. Thank you. See, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, my beautiful, wonderful, amazing subscribers. If it wasn't for all of you, I wouldn't even be here. I wouldn't even have this platform. And thank you for all the thousands of views on my videos as well. Last time I checked, I got like 1.1 thousand views. And that's you, my beautiful, wonderful subscribers. And I truly hope everybody is having a wonderful day today, a wonderful week as well, actually. And yes, I do appreciate every single one of you. I truly do. I love every single one of you. And if God ever allowed us to, or if fate or whatever you believe in, the universe ever allowed us to, I would love to meet some of you in person. And there's a chance maybe I already have met some of you in person. But once again, if it wasn't for my wonderful subscribers, I wouldn't even be here. But once again, always be uplifting, always be positive, never be petty, or if you're going to be petty, do it the right way. Be petty in the right way. I mean it. But always be uplifting, always be positive, never discourage anyone. I don't do that. I don't discourage people. I try to encourage. That's why I use humor to try to uplift people, to try to bring people up. And in this so-called game of life, we need to have, as we're walking up the ladder of life, we need to have one arm reaching up and another arm reaching back down. That way we can be pushing people up ahead of us and pulling people up behind us, so that everyone's always moving in the right direction. Truly. Everyone's progressing in the right way. Everyone's moving forward. No one's ever standing still, because we have to keep moving forward. I have to keep moving forward, because if I stand still and just sit and not do anything and just get in a rut and say, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't have time to do a YouTube video today because I'm too tired from work, or whatever the case may be. And I gotta tell myself to snap out of it. Come on, Drew. You gotta focus. You gotta zero in. You gotta zero in. And sometimes that is easier said than done. But stay focused, truly. And just keep working at it, keep pressing, keep pushing in the right direction, keep moving forward. Don't ever stop. Do not stop. Always keep that dream in mind. Always keep the dream in mind. Never give up on your dreams. Never. Do not ever give up on your dreams. I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to all of you. Because I need to hear these things too. That's why I have 2 ears and only one mouth. That way I can listen twice as much as I'm talking or speaking. With that being said, I love all of you. And I wish everyone the best of luck in everything they're doing. And once again, I'm praying for you. I'm hoping and praying that everything works out for you. If you're going through struggles, if you're going through issues, if you're going through different things, that if things are just not going right in your life, I'm there for you. God's there for you. Jesus Christ is there for you. Whether you believe him or not. I do. But I don't shove what I believe down people's throats. Never. I never will. Never have, never will. Now, my mother's like that. Not me. But that's, subject for another day. I already made 2 videos about that. It's a pretty negative topic, but I digress. But once again, anytime you're going through pain or trials or tribulations, just realize that I'm here for you. God's here for you. Your family's here for you. They love you. Even if it's not in the best way like my side of the family, I know they love me because I love them too. We just have all of our issues that we truly need to work out. And it just kind of seems like at this point, these will never work out. Ever. Hope to God someday they do. I really, truly do. Hope someday some of these problems do get worked out. And I hope we'll all be the better for it. But, in the meantime, I've let everybody go. I'm releasing everyone. I'm not holding on to grudges. And believe you me, God's working on me. Going through trials and tribulations right now. We all are. We all have problems. We all have issues that we're going through right now, whether it's physical, mental, psychological, sociological, those deep core problems, core issues. But whatever you're facing, just know that there are people on your side. People on your side. And one of those people is me. I'm always going to be on your side. I've always been that type of person that if I feel you need my shirt right here on my back, if you need it, I'm going to give it to you. That's how I've been. That's how I've always been. Anytime you need the shirt right off my back, I'm going to give it to you. If I had all this extra money, excess money, I'd give money to every single person that's begging on the street, that's homeless. every single person, because my heart goes out to them, truly. It does. And maybe one of these days I can truly get to that spot in my life and my finances where I can legitimately do that. And if that's the case, then so be it. I want to bless everybody. I don't care who you are. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, Chaldean, Arab, I don't care who you are. Trans, gay, lesbian, straight, the LGBTQ plus, IA, whatever, plus, community, I don't care. If I had the extra money to help you out and I know you needed help, I would help you. I truly would. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you voted for in the last election. I don't care any of that stuff. I don't care who you sleep with, whatever. If I truly had the means to be able to take care of your needs, I would. I would, truly. But I got to take care of my own household first before I start taking care of the rest of the world. But once again, with that being said, it's kind of coming full circle. Because I know this has already been my longest YouTube video up to this point, well over 40 minutes now. Which is good. It's good. It's good to be able to talk and get some of these ideas out there. And you need to have these platforms so that you can be able to speak freely and not have these problems of censorship and whatever based on your politics, whatever. And this is it's a great nation that we live in. It truly is. And it's a great nation worth fighting for. It is. And with that being said, I love everybody. I love God, love each other. It's what He's called us to do. So I love everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, everything. I love to hear comments back and get your guys' thoughts. Even if you disagree with me, that's fine too. In fact, I encourage people to disagree with me. Of course, I always love when people agree with me too. Don't we all? Don't we all, right? We're only human, right? But I love everybody. Keep up the good fight of faith. Keep your eyes on the skies and your feet on the ground, and always move forward. Never look back. Never look back. Always look forward. Never look back, because there's nothing you can do to change the past. I know that better than anyone. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to change my past. I'd love to. Wouldn't we all? But then again, my past makes me the man I am today. So in that way, I wouldn't change anything for the world. Because I would not be sitting here right now had I not had the past I had and had to learn from it and forced to pull myself up by my bootstraps and keep on going on and doing what I needed to do for my sanity and for my psyche. If I was still in the situation that I was back even just 15 years ago, 16 years ago, 14 years ago, if I was still in that situation, it would be terrible. I'd be stuck there with no way out. But I'm truly glad I've had the great opportunities that I've had. Literally over 9.5 years ago now. 9.5 years ago now. It's been a long time. Long time. No, go into that, and that 9.5 year span, I'll go into that at a later video. I'll save that for another time. And I love everybody, and I appreciate everybody. Bye for now. God bless y'all. God bless America. I love you. Deuces. Peace out. Love everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye. I love you.